guys, it's that time of year again. It's crept up on us, but you can't beat a clear, crisp, late autumn, winter night. If you get a rare opportunity, like I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed, tonight could well be. The telescope's out there on the pier. I've got that to warm my bones when I get back inside. It's been a tiring run to get all the kit up and going, but I just wanted to show you if I can flip my screen around so that you can see what I'm looking at. If you give me a moment. I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back after stumbling up from the fire. I'm here on the desktop, and I'm on KStars and the Raspberry Pi Stellarmate. So this is Stellarmate operating system, which is KStars and Ekos is the hardware manager, if you like. Cameras, anything you've got connected. I've got EQ mod. I've got the ASI 1600mm with a Lodestar guide cam and Skywatcher EQ6R Pro mount. That's all connected through Indie drivers. And this page you're currently looking at is the autofocus. Now I haven't got an autofocus, not for this software that I currently run, so I do it manually on here. But tonight I've got this screen here, and I shall run this, which will take continuous exposures, and it will still give me like a HFR readout. But I've also connected to the Raspberry Pi, which I wasn't sure if I was able to do. Look on here. So now on my tablet, I can go out to the telescope and get that running. And look, these are the readouts, so I can keep doing knob twiddling out there until I get a nice tight HFR focus number, which is obviously the smallest readouts we can possibly get within our focus. The mount is parked. I'm currently just having a cup of tea and finishing the dinner, and letting that magical constellation just get above the horizon, which it hasn't cracked the horizon yet. And I think you all know which one I'll be talking about. But let's see where it takes us. Bye for now. Hi there guys, welcome back to Wayne's Cave. After a good few weeks now of cloud and rain, cloud, and then it rained a bit more, I've in desperate measures now, so we've got our kit outside tonight. The forecast was patchy, so I'm gonna take the gamble. The moon's at 56%, so I thought I'd get the mono camera on there with the HA filter. And I'm currently shooting Monkey Head Nebula. I did want to do some sort of Orion nebula shots, or even Horsehead, but I'm trying to shoot as high as I can with a sort of at a nebulosity for the HA filter being the moon's half, 50% brightness. And the Monkey Head was sort of as high as I could get with a relatively prominent feature to shoot at. So that was my thinking, that's my plan. I've been shooting through haze up until now, and I've just entered a tiny little window. As you can see, my guide in here, which I'll show you in a second, I'm actually seeing guide stars now. So touch wood, I can get looking up there. There's a sort of good gap of, I'm hoping, about an hour before the next patch of thin haze that I can see around the moon and approaching from behind me, which is north. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get some clips of the monkey head. I'm taking 4-minute exposures, and I'm trying for the first time unity gain setting on this, because normally I would shoot a more high dynamic range at a lower gain setting, and that's what all of my shots with my ASI 1600 mono is usually set at. But because of the haze, I'm trying to cut down exposure time, so I'm just upping that gain to unity gain and taking 4 minutes, and I'll try and show you here now what I'm getting. My screen recorder has actually given up on me on my computer, won't let me record, so let's do it the old-fashioned way. Anyway, let me see if I can. What have we got? This is just my guide in. Down here it's saying at the minute 0.58 at the bottom here. Don't know if you can see that where my cursor's moving, but hopefully I've got a frame down here of this is the last one. I have to rotate it. Right. There we go. I'll try and expand this out. This is on KStars again. And I don't know, you probably, the Christmas lights in the background are probably ruining it somewhat. But it doesn't matter where I go, them Christmas lights, they get there. But as you can see, it's not too bad for a hazy night. I'm still getting a reasonable amount of signal in one frame here in HA. Can I expand in there? Yes. I'll just drag him up. So this is in KStars. I'm getting a reasonable amount. So while there's that gap in the cloud, I shall keep firing away, and hopefully we can get a little bit of integrated time. So the moral is, even when you think you're down and out, get back up again, get the camera on there, get that focus nice and sharp, and just pounce on the moment you can get, because that's what we're certainly doing right now. And we've got, I think, 5 of our first 10 lot of frames. If I can get 10 tonight, a bonus. I should be able to at least muster up some type of image from this, so fingers crossed. Let's see how we go. Okay guys, I'll catch up with you soon. Hi guys, well hopefully my screen capture is now working and recording my screen okay properly. I just thought I'd quickly whiz through what I've got set up in my capture software. This is KStars and Ekos, and here is the guiding module. It's very hazy at the minute. I've just stopped capturing for the moment, even though it is just about holding on to the star you can see here. Hopefully you can see this okay. When it is clear, the haze it clears away for a period of time, I can get good guiding numbers. I'm at 0.56 here through this little tiny clear spell. I was lucky because we had a big wave of cloud that's actually just hit over our imaging area, and so I paused my capture here, but I did manage to get 10 frames at unity gain on my ASI 1600 mono camera. So that's that, and in my fixed viewer should be Yeah, this was just as that haze was kicking in, and you can see it's now, the background is starting to get a bit lighter in colour, look. Sometimes when I pop up a new window in the recording software, it doesn't actually show you guys what I've just popped up, but hopefully you can see here the last frame. Well guys, I'm back, hoping you can hear me. My screen recorder is being very hit and miss again to do my graphics drivers, I believe, but that's another story. So it's 2 days later, and surprising forecast for tonight from dark till around about 11, half 11 tonight is supposed to be clear. So the scope's out there. I did want to continue getting more data on, but we're at 86% moon, and the monkey head is more or less following the moon's path, near enough. So I had to try and find something that I could use my HA filter on, a bit further away from the direct glare of said bright beast. So I thought, get into Cassiopeia and try the Pac-Man. So it's been good thus far. I've collected 10 frames so far. I've been taking 10 frames at gain 75, offset 15 for 5 minutes. I didn't crank the gain up anymore with this moonlight. Usually I'm a gain 0 type of guy, and I like to go long. But with this moonlight, you've got to crank it up a bit and just have a shorter sub. And I thought the lesser of two evils would be gain 75 for a medium length sub of 300 seconds. And they're not too bad. They're not great, but they're not too bad. Hopefully if I can catch enough signal and stack out the rubbish. Fingers crossed. So we are doing a double project. So you may or may not see at the end some HA on Pac-Man and HA on the monkey head. I want to get some blue. I haven't got any other narrow bands. I usually do broadband LRGB, but I do have a HA filter for that extra dimension. Sorry, it's been a long Christmas break, and the first day at work has now sent me over the edge, I think. Right, what are we doing here? Right, the guiding has been as good as 0.5, but up in Cassiopeia, I do notice you'll have a couple of minutes where it's just, it will just be all over the shop. Earlier, honestly, I did think there must have been a rat or something hanging off the end of my cables, tugging away at them or something, because it went skew-if for a couple of minutes, and I've noticed it does do that. Obviously, the Cassiopeia I can't even say the word, circumnavigating the pole tightly as it does. You know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the guided settled back down. It's been around about 0.55 to 0.65 on average, I've taken 10, and I'm on so this is my 16th frame. We've got 13 seconds odd left there, look. Just have a little look in Dick's view at the last sub, and here she is. I've sort of upped the shadows a bit, but this is more close to what we're resembling, yeah, when I don't mess around with the levels
So as you can see, it is a little bit washed out. In fact, it's getting more washed out as the moon gets higher. Yeah, but keep snapping away. I'm tempted to try and take some blues because I want to do a sort of red and blue thing with this and experiment while conditions aren't perfect. So okay guys, thanks for listening. I hope my ridiculous voice is coming across okay. Any questions? If any of you out there want to know more on this software that I use, this layout here you see, I'll just cross this down, look. This is KStars, for those who don't know it, and it's a brilliant system. Everything's all under one roof. You can use multitudes of different types of cameras, mounts, domes, flat panels. It is literally an observatory management tool software. There's me, look, there's Cassiopeia, hopefully you can see that, and EQ Mod is currently navigating my mount there, look, there's another one come through, thank you very much. But this, yeah, I'm not going to go into everything, but basically this little dome, that's your observatory, look, and this is everything that's going on in your observatory. There's a solver tab, which I solved Pac-Man down here, look. Very straightforward. It takes all the settings you pre-program in. It's basically just your equipment's specs, and it's more or less click and go. It really is good. Here's your capture software tab, and again you just choose here what you want to do at your camera, add it here, bang, you can choose something else, add, you can program up whatever you want down here, and then down here you just press run, more or less, and it goes, provided you've got your guidance set up, which is obviously this. And again, this is more or less a click and go thing. Apart from initially telling it to guide via EQ Mod driver, here look, because you can obviously with an ST4 cable, which is the evil of things to use. Go from your camera with an ST4 cable, can't you, to mount? Is that right? Does it go from the camera? God, it's been ages since I did ST4 cables. But anyway, this is dead easy to get up and running, and then you've got a telescope mount section, which I barely touch, to be honest. Once you put in your aperture and focal length of your main telescope and your guide scope, if it's the same, if you're off axis guiding like I am, you just put it in again. Go figure. And that's more or less it. You can use mount control, but I never use it because on here, look, we said, oh look, there's something here. Let me click on this window. M37. If I right click on that, look. Oh, I can go to EQ Mod map. Will you go there, please? And there it goes. It will go there and it will track it. And all you've got to do is just go into here, go into your guiding, take capture, make sure you've got focus, and you can loop it to focus. Once you've done it once on an off-axis guider and you don't change cameras too often, like I tried to do, it's focused for life. And then you're away. Right, what do I want to take? Oh, first of all, I'll solve that just to frame it in the middle. Click and go. Come into here. Call my camera, please. Give me an exposure of 300 seconds at gain 75, or if you're using a Canon or other cameras are available. ISO 1600 for 24 minutes. Add. Click and go. Press play on tape. It really is I mean, I'm using it, so that speaks volumes, believe me. And this, all of it, is controlling the equipment via USB cables into the little onboard computer. It's riding my telescope, Raspberry Pi computer, and that is wirelessly connecting to my home Wi-Fi. And if I'm out in the field, I can just connect to it off of its own hotspot, because obviously if I take that out into the middle of nowhere camping, it doesn't find my home Wi-Fi signal, you see, and then it spews out its own hotspot. And then on my tablet, I just look up signals, you know, what are they called? Networks, that's the proper word for it, techie word. And yeah, it's see, that's me. And but you can connect on other networks, it's like a hotspot. It gives out its own little hotspot, and on your tablet you just connect to that, and this comes up on your tablet, you see. So very nifty, very useful, very easy. Once you've got it all set up, the initial setup is a little bit of a do, but even then it's not a big deal. Once you know, because you've got to sort of register your software. If you buy the software, or if you buy a Stellarmate with the software already on it, you just have to, once online, just register it under your password, because you set up your own thing, because obviously it wants to be personal to you, your own network. So once you've registered, every time you click on the app or just come in on a web browser like this, to control it, it literally is connect, and you're in. Yeah, can't say enough good things about this, and it's being improved all the time. In the year and a half that I've been learning this software and learning the Raspberry Pi type computer control, I think it's really good. I have also used SG Pro and ran really long USB lead from my computer outside. Obviously that's not a portable rig, but even though with ASCOM drivers, and so on SG Pro, you not only download that software, but then you've got to think what kit you've got, you've got to go to the different manufacturers' sites or different places to get ASCOM drivers downloaded, make sure they're all up to date. Well, these guys are so good that when can I show you? I can't remember. I wonder if it will let me while I'm connected. No, it won't. With this edit profile, when you go in there, there's a list. What astro camera have you got? What mount have you got? What guide camera have you got? What filter wheel have you got? What dome have you got? What weather controlling stuff have you? It's literally full of it. And it's just drop down boxes. Yeah, I've got a ZWO camera and I've got a Skywatcher. Well, no, just go to EQ mod, because that's the best. You know, everyone on ASCOM, I think, even uses EQ mod. And these are all indie drivers, and they're all basically, from what I can understand, and I'm not computer tech, what you're selecting in this all encumbered software module is just what's the word? The same thing, but in another language, I believe, in this indie library of drivers. That's how your equipment's run, through indie drivers, which basically from what I understand, converted Ascon drivers anyway. But they're literally just got like a library. That's why it's called indie library. They've got a library which is being updated and added to every 24 hours, quite literally. Then, and the kit that this software is supporting is phenomenal, and more and more is being added all the time. You just go in there, tell it what kit you've got. You can make, and then you're connecting up to it all. And not only that profile at My Astro Gear ZWO, you can write another profile, save another profile on My Astro Gear. I don't know, if you've got a Canon T3i, we've got a T3i as well, and I'll do stuff with that, and the other gear that I'm running with it. So you can then just drop down what you're using, click connect to all this please, and away you're away, sort of thing. And if if you're learning the night sky, it's good because you can come in here and search for things. There's this observation, is it? No, data, no, tools. What's up tonight? Look at this. This is interesting. You can click on this. Look. So you can come down here and go, right, what? Being interrupted by all these subs. Isn't it terrible? You come down here and go, nebula. Oh, no. Here we go, look. And it will show you all different nebula that's actually up, and the times if you click on it, rises and sets, dumbbell, tells you information. And then if you go, oh yeah, actually, do dumbbell. Actually, it's not the best time to do it yet. Flaming star, because that's taking a while. Center object, object details. You center the object, close, and you can then just, it will center it for you. You can then ask it to go there, and then you crack on. Anyway, guys, that's a little insight into some of the nifty features of this setup. Let's hope the skies stay clear and we can get some data racked up and carry on with this rather experimental, fun session, I'd have to say, I'm having tonight. Rather enjoying it. Right, guys, catch you later.
What you got, Todd? Oh, what's that? Hey, that's bright, isn't it, Todd? Can I have it? Come on, then. What's this? Hey? It's so bright. Look at him, he loves it.